Welcome, beautiful people. This is Bart from Coding into Health, Coding into Healing. Welcome back once again. In this particular video, we will be going deeper into the two ways that cycles influence our lives. The first way that we discuss is the dome way. The second way is the zoom in way. So what are these two different ways? Well, let's get into it. The dome way refers to the cosmic cycles, the universal cycles that trigger changes within us and around us. So let me give you a very concrete example of that. Most of you will probably be familiar with astrology. So whenever the planets in astrology are shifting signs or they are shifting house placements in your natal chart, that actually triggers certain changes within our personal lives. So whenever the planetary changes are favorable to us, we could call that a positive cycle or the positive side of a cycle. And whenever the planetary changes in the cosmos are challenging for us, we could say that we are in the bottom part of a cycle, of a cosmic cycle. Okay? And just as the moon goes from the new moon all the way to the full moon, we all know from the stories that definitely has strong implications on how we feel. Just look at the sea. The sea is being pulled and drawn back based on the cycles of the moon. So it's a very real, a very tangible thing, that the changes in cosmic cycles, the changes in the planetary alignments, and the changes of planets shifting through different signs have real life impact on how we think, how we feel, how we sleep, and ultimately what we can achieve in our day-to-day lives. That's the dome way, and I truly have a love for astrology because it reveals so much about why we feel the way we do and in what kind of a period or cycle that we're currently in and what we're supposed to be doing within that cycle. Okay, but let's dive into the second way, the second type of cycle, which was the zoom-in way. The zoom-in way refers to more microscopic cycles, such as personal cycles, day-to-day cycles. For example, the cycles of your intellect. Some days we are more sharper than other days. Some days we are intellectually dull, other days we are intellectually sharp. And the same happens with our emotions. Some days we feel very emotionally up and down, other days we are much more stable and grounded. I mean, we take these things for granted, but we fail to recognize that this is the nature of how cycles work. We are being subject to cycles. Okay? These personal cycles can even be hormonal cycles. So what I want you to understand is, if you want to really tap into the cycles, whether they're cosmic or personal, it's very important to know what are the cycles, where am I in the cycle? Am I at a bottom part of the cycle, or am I in a top part of the cycle? Which is very important. And this brings us to the last point, the bonus point. How do we deal with cycles? Well, if you do a little bit of studying and you can find out what your cosmic cycles are, what your personal cycles are, and where you currently are within these cycles, then if you are, intellectually speaking, let's take a concrete example. If your intellect is on a positive, is on a high, then that's the moment to push forward a little bit more than usual to get things done and to basically ride the wave until you are ashore. It is the time to put extra push in your day-to-day activities. But let's assume that you are on a low cycle of your emotions. then that is the time for you perhaps to take a step back and to lay low, and to perhaps avoid confrontations with people in your environment. And that is the ideal moment when you're in a low part of a cycle, is the ideal moment to not push too much forward, to lay back, to relax, to surrender to whatever is happening. Because a lot of times lows of cycles can bring irritations and friction, feeling low. And it's very important that whenever you are in a low of a cycle, to not resist it. The more you resist it, the more it persists. So that's why I'm trying to emphasize surrender. When you're in a high, push forward. When you are in a low, accept and surrender. That's all I want to say for now. I am so happy that you are here with me once again, and we will see each other very, very soon. Can't wait to see you. Bye-bye.